Hello everyone and welcome back to Pile of Potential Hobbies. Got another Sprue review for you guys here. This one from Wargames Atlantic. It is the 5th Regiment of Foot Grenadiers from their Age of Reason line. Picked this sprue up from Sprue Dude, just a singular sprue, as it's the same sprue repeated 6 times, but I wanted to get one just to see what it was like, how well they match up with some models I have from Warlord Games for the American War of Independence, and see how well the bodies match up being 2 different manufacturers, and possibly using them for Trench Crusade is the plan. But yeah, so far, just looking at the sprue, it's a pretty good sprue. It's simple, but not at the same time. There's tons of detail on these 5 bodies here. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but you can see the folds in the cloth on the pants legs and their coats and everything like that. I'm not going to get the terms right because I'm not terribly familiar with uniforms and everything like that for the time, but everything looks like nice, crisp detail. Looks like it's going to be fun to paint. Like I said, you've got 5 models on here. It comes with 5 of these packs, or backpacks, haversacks. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. You've got 5 muskets in various poses. So you've got 1 marching, 1 firing, 1 reloading, another in a different process of reloading, and this one may be ready to charge. I'm not exactly sure. I'll find out more whenever I go to build these. You get 6 arms. The reason why you get 6 arms is for your marching grenadier, you can either have a closed fist or an open hand. And then you get 6 heads. I don't exactly know why you get 6 heads with the bearskin caps. But you get 6 of them, I guess, just to give you some variety across your sprues. Because, I mean, if you're doing 6 sprues that are all exactly the same, you're going to want to mix and match, so you're not looking at the same exact thing repeated 6 times across the box set. But an interesting thing is these packs have attachment points. These aren't pegs, but like these squares that come out that's been molded in to fit in to the back of these guys. Don't know how that's going to turn out. I'm pretty interested to see. Just because from other reviews I've seen of different models, not these, that attachment point, usually it doesn't fit as snug, so you don't get a good attachment, and it just doesn't look right. You've got a gap, and you either got to fill it in or just ignore it for whatever reason, one way or another. So I'm interested to see how they go. The head attachments are just flat neck attachments, which I'm pretty excited about. It'll allow for posability of the head to just give more variety to looks across a box of models. So yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how they go. The 5th Regiment of Foot Grenadiers in particular, I was just reading a little bit on Wargames Atlantic's website. Served in the American War of Independence. They were part of the vanguard for the Battle of Concord and was the first to engage the militia. So it's possible one of these guys fired the shot heard around the world, as it's called, and started, kicked off the American War of Independence. So that's a possibility. We're also at Breed's Hill, which went along with the Battle of Bunker's Hill, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But they were pretty decimated at that point, and it took months for the regiment to be rebuilt. So that's just a pretty interesting little fact. They later became called, the regiment was called the Northumberland Regiment, I believe, is how that is set up in the English Army, as far as the names of regiments. but that came later in time. So interested to see how these go together, like I said, with these packs, with this attachment point here, see how they go together. It's Wargames Atlantic, so I figure should go together pretty well, I would think. But let me pause the video here, and I'm going to put a couple of them together, and we'll see how they go. All right, welcome back, everybody. I put 3 of these Grenadiers together to see how they turned out. And gotta say, it was pretty easy, pretty happy experience. Kind of reminded me of putting together old edition Space Marines, firstborn Space Marines, as it was just the torso was all ready together. You put on the arms, the head, and a backpack, and that was it. And it just was nostalgic in that way from putting together 6th and 7th edition Space Marines and even older editions, but I didn't start playing 40k till 6, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I put 3 of them together. These backpacks fit together pretty snug against the body. If I can get it to focus. Yeah. It goes together pretty well. Let's see. You can see the strapping, it matches up pretty well. Real simple to go together. The arms go together great. I pretty much glued the left arm and then just dropped the right arm into that position for this one and this one, the one that's reloading. These bearskin hats, the heads went on great. Really animated with the facial expression, as you can see there, screaming as he's firing. I thought was pretty fitting. Here's the one reloading. It's got like a determined look on his face. Again, the backpack the pack attached really easily, really well. I didn't take off any mold lines on these guys. I just took off where the detachment scars were at. There are some mold lines, but they're so faint. It wouldn't take nothing, but you could probably do it with a fingernail. Definitely can do it with a scalpel to get everything off of there. But really lovely models. I think this guy's really cool. The one that's at ease or marching. Got a little bit of hair on him, but yeah. So what I've got here is a Warlord Games American War of Independence Continental Army figure. Height-wise, with the puddle base, about the same. This guy may be a little bit taller, which I'm planning on taking off the puddle bases on these guys, I think, and putting them on these cobblestone bases that I have, because I need a use for these cobblestone bases that I have. But this guy's a little bit thicker, just barely. Just a bulkier model, I guess, is the best way to put that. But you could also argue that, you know, the Grenadiers are taken from the tallest and biggest guys in the UK to act as, or to be the part of the Grenadiers regiment. So, you know, if you're facing off with, you know, Warlord Games, AWI, Continental Army guys, you can just, that can be your difference in scale, you know, slight scale. These guys, I guess, are a little closer to, well, these guys are actually probably true 28 or pretty close to it. And the Warlord Games ones are probably more historic scale, 28, maybe closer 25, as thin as they are. They're almost like a Perry miniature, as thin as they are. They're with their realistic definition. Like I said, whereas these guys are a little bit thicker. But these models are really cool, really happy with them. Definitely going to be using them for Silver Bayonet in some form or fashion, as I don't plan on doing mass black powder or pike and shot, which these guys are too new for pike and shot with their brown bess, I believe is what it is, muskets. But yeah, really good models. Really happy with them, and I'm excited to put the other ones together. Really great kit. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. Helps the channel grow and get out there to more people so they can see these reviews. As I really haven't seen any reviews for these Grenadier kits or the Militia kits, but but I also haven't searched too hard, but the channels that I watch that cover this, that do those kinds of things, I haven't seen that kind of review. So I got a few more other things that I've ordered from Sprue Dude recently. None of it AWI or even black powder for that matter, that I'm going to be doing some reviews on over the next few days. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything like that, hopefully you'll see these guys coming up in a hobby update pretty soon. See you later.